biggest thing I was curious about is what the bearing looked like. Does it look like a big cylinder? Yep. Oh yeah. Look at the size of that thing. That is a beast. Should be able to get that right up there with this. That should be about high enough. All right. So I got that one there. Let's see if I can just, because I don't want, that tire there is not off the ground. Just this one is, because the differential is over farther toward this side. So I'm gonna see if I can lower that jack down, get it out of the way. Yeah, good. I love these locking things. Not. Almost took me. That would have been funny. Those aren't real bolts. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm gonna have to spray this because I don't think this is gonna come off super easy. This says shout. Up here it says Simple Green. Actually what it is PB Blaster. So I'll just let that, I'm gonna let this sit on there for a little bit. Because I think that's gonna be the safest way to go here. Don't want to damage anything. Wowzers. If I could spin this thing, I'd be in better shape, but you can't really get to it enough to make it turn the way you need it to make it turn. All right, you're still with me on this 7.5-hour epic journey to get a cotter pin out. When we last left you, I was getting vice grips. Right. Holy cow. Come on. Why are you in there so good, little fella? I'm going to just break it off, because then I'll be in some trouble. Yep. She's rusted in pretty good. Holy cow. Sorry, didn't think it was going to be an hour-long video on removing a cotter pin. Oh, holy cow. Yeah, it's finally out. If I got enough energy to do the stupid bearing now. All right, and my sockets go from 27, and it makes the leap right to 36. So we're way in between the two of these. But, you know, you're in trouble when the two closest sizes fit inside each other. All right, so then I had to move over to a standard using my Mongo wrench here. And I've got 1 3/16, and that seems to be close enough. I'm going to use an extension. Looks like the castle nut survived. That's a plus because I didn't get one of those. Good. That's nice. Well, it doesn't look terrible. Also, it doesn't look like the right bolt. There's little spines on there, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure what the spines mean. It almost looked like a wheel stud. I don't think that's the case. So now all I'm doing is taking the bolt out of the setup in here. Yeah, this one definitely feels different than the other bolt. I'm gonna need to get my other hand back because I don't want to drop these brakes if I can help it. Yeah, it's definitely a different bolt. Brakes actually look pretty good. Hard to see from in here, but I'd say the pads look about brand new. Nice. There, it'll be fine. Just don't want anything happen to my brakes. All right, so as it turns out, they're the same bolts. It's just that one has the washer and one doesn't. I'll have to check on the brakes and see if the washer's on the brake, and if not, I'll find another split washer. So yeah, I think I'm gonna need the puller to pull this off. You don't have to own all the tools. You just have to have friends who do. Yeah, it was that kind of a pain in the ass. All right, so I stuck a screwdriver in the side of the seal, punched it in a little bit, and then brute force that out. Now I'm gonna use these, and hopefully get that snap ring out of there. Theoretically. That should be easy. Yeah. We can get behind at least one side of it. Let my ring free. There we go. Alrighty. I had another one of those incredibly fun times with a cotter pin that was just rusted. Absolutely solid. So I'm loosening this up. I'm gonna take my brass drift, give this a knock, and hopefully that will drop this down and I won't have to do too much fighting with this. Yeah, that actually worked. Get it out of there. You can see the remainder of the cotter pin's still in there. So I sort of use this to recut the threads, but yeah, that's a pain. I'm gonna have to push that out now. I tried it with the awl. I wasn't having much luck with that. I'll give that another shot again. All right. Holy cow. Finally got that cotter pin out. That is unreal. Yeah. That wasn't even the job. The cotter pin's like a stupid little sideline. Yikes. Alright, so we got the tie rod end off. Pull the bolt out down here. I'm about to pull these two bolts here. Suspension's drooping about as far as it can go, and then this piece Should hopefully come off. That still feels pretty good. Get that little bugger off. I gotta get the seal out. Set it down, hopefully in a vise. And this is a cheap tin plate. It does have a bevel on here, so I may be able to get that into a giant socket. I'm trying to find something that I could actually set this on. Yeah, that was easy. Alrighty, so that is cleaned out. There's my new bearing. I'm gonna have to pack some grease into there first. Now I want to find a socket that's only going to go around the inside of this outer rim. Alright, so you can see that, so it's, whoops, so it's slightly smaller. So when I go to knock that thing in there, I don't accidentally send it too far, which would not be great. There's nothing on there. Okay, so it's hard to tell, but there is a groove that is just around the upper edge, and I've got a ring that goes in there. I'm going to flip this over to make sure that the bearing is all the way up tight, but I think I'm in good shape. Come on, now you can grip this thing. Beauty.
I rock.
Boy, that was a pain.
Yeah, I can see how that's a two-man operation.
Yeah, well, if I had the right tool, the one that Dan's got has a has like a narrower grip on it.
Yeah.
But the mouth of it opens up farther. I thought that this one could be reassembled the other way, but it can't. The only thing it can do is it can either go out or it can go in. And that wasn't going to help. So, got my two stock numbers here for the front and rear seal. That's the rear seal. I've got that left facing up so I can see which way it goes once I finally determine which one's which. And hi Ted, how you doing, buddy? this whole disaster here. I will slap this together once I get everything all cleaned up. One thing I did notice is that there was lots of grease around the outside where there shouldn't have been any. So I'm going to get that cleaned up. I'll also use some anti-seize on this so that this doesn't get all gooped up. And yeah, other than that, this still probably could have been an hour-long job had I known what I was doing. All right, so found the diagram, figured out which one's which. That's a definite plus. Now I got my box full of these little fellas, and well, I've got that hole drilled out, so that one looks all better now. And we'll start getting this stuff back together. All right, that's gonna do it for that. All right, so we've got this one with a lock washer on it, and this other bolt did not have a lock washer, so I went into my box of metric parts, and I'm gonna say, that's pretty close. Right down to the patina. Don't kiss. Yeah. Alrighty. So, got it all back together. Got the brakes tuned back up again. And we're ready to go. And now, it's everybody's favorite game of clean up the tools and put them away.